the last time. So we're going to do odds on page 94. And just like earlier in the week, if we're rocking it out, we maybe won't do all of them. If it doesn't make sense, I might add extras. Okay, so we'll do it till we get it. And so on your paper, you're going to draw pictures, and we're going to work through them together. Number one says, and you're going to write this, the expression, and I actually want you to make it into an equation, which means I want you to add an equal sign. Write this on your paper. 7 take away 6 is equal to what? In subtraction, I don't want the answer. I want how would I show with my chips. So what am I going to draw to show a value of 7? What am I going to draw on my paper, Colin, to show a value of 7? Absolutely. Closed in is positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I'm going to ask, can I take away 6 positive? Are there enough there that I can take away 6 positive ones? Why, yes, there are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross off 6 positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many are left over, right? One what kind? Positive or negative? Positive. So you know what the answer should be. You have to make sure it makes sense with the chips, because we're eventually going to do somewhere you don't know the answer. That part made sense, because my first question is, do I have enough of the right kind? I'm with you, Mrs. Smith? That one makes sense. So that one is just like this one, where we had enough, you just cross them off. Let's do one where there isn't enough. Let's look at 3. 3 says, 6 take away a negative 3. How do I start this picture? What am I going to do to show a positive 6? Rain.
6 closed ones.
Absolutely. 6 closed dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you take away 3 negatives? No, there aren't any there. But I cannot change the value of this. How am I going to keep this value of positive 6 but change it so that there are negatives to take away? And I need 3 of the negatives to take away. Kaylee, what are you going to do? Add 3 0 pairs, because a 0 pair does not change the value, but then I'll have some negatives. So I'm going to draw a dark one and a light one, and a dark one and a light one, and a dark one and a light one. Do you see how the value is still 6? Every once in a while I'll get a 7th grader who just throw on some negatives and they change the value of it. No, no, no. The only thing you can add to your plate, to your space, are 0 pairs, because otherwise you're changing the value. Is the value still positive 6? Yes. Now do I have enough where I can take away 3 negatives? Why, yes. Yes, I do. So I'm going to cross those off. What am I left with? What am I left with? I'm not calling on you anymore because I know you know. Allie. 9 what kinds? 9. Notice what's left on there are the opposite color, right? We put on one of each, and what's left are the opposite color. We added on 0 pairs, but the only thing that's left is the opposite color. We did not change the value. George.
So basically when you have a negative and a positive, wouldn't you just basically be adding them?
You are starting to think about what the pattern is, and what we're going to do is, you're right, we're adding things to our thing, right? We're adding things to our plate, and what's left are the opposite. Yes, we are starting to, I'm hoping you're looking for that pattern. How can I make sense of subtraction based on what I'm seeing? If I have enough, all I'm doing is taking it away, aren't I? If I'm not, I'm actually adding 0 pairs, and what's left when I add stuff on is the opposite color. Keep looking for the pattern. You're getting closer. Okay? How about 5? If I have negative 7 and I take away negative 2, how do I draw my first number? How do I draw that? How do I draw, Jocelyn, a value of negative 7? That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 open circles. Do I have enough to take away 2 negatives? I do, right? And so I don't have to add anything else on. I'm just going to take 2 negatives off because I know I have enough. And what am I left with? I'm left with what? Go ahead. Now I wasn't calling on you. I was gonna call on your buddy. Go ahead, Hunter. How much is it? -5. How do you know they're negative and not positive, Hunter? We didn't add any positives. And how do I know by looking at my picture? How do I know that that's negative? Because they're open circles. Okay? I'm getting there, Mrs. Smith. Getting there? How about 7? How about 7? I have -5. Take away a -7. How do I show the value of -7? How do I show the value of -7? -5. Sorry, the value of -5. My bad. Go, Bree, tell me. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have enough to take away 7 negatives? No, I don't. So what am I going to do to have a value of -5 but make it so that I have 7 negatives that I can take away? What are you going to do, George? How many 0 pairs do I need so that I have 7 negative ones? How many 0 pairs do I need? I could, but if I already have 5 negatives, how many more negatives do I need where I'll have 7? How many? Go ahead, Josh. 2. I could. Remember, you can add as many 0 pairs as you want, but this is painful and tedious, right? If I already have 5 negatives, if I just add 2 more negatives with their opposite sign partners, remember, it has to be a 0 pair, so you need a positive and a negative. We have to add the one I need and its opposite. You could draw 7 pairs. Please don't. Please don't. You only need 2 more. Okay? Now, how do I show that I'm taking off 7 negatives? What do I do, Rain? Cross off the negatives. I already have 7 of them on there now. I could add more negative pairs, but there is no need to do so. And what is left over? What is left over after I cross off my negatives? 2 what? 2 positives. Remember, when we're adding negative pairs, we're adding the one we want and its opposite. And what's left is always the opposite. We're adding on a 0 pair, and what's left is its opposite. And again, sometimes we have negative numbers, and sometimes we have positive numbers. I could do this with coins on my own. You could do this? Yes, Allie? Say it a lot louder because I can't hear you. What? Well, if I have an extra 0 pair and I decide I needed 7, this is still a value of 0, right? I would have to still partner those up just like addition, and no, I could have as many 0 pairs as I want. My value still has to be 2 because that's still 0. That's a great question. So yes, if you wanted, you could add 37 of them, but your value would still be 2 and you would have done a lot of extra coloring. Okay? So there's no sense in doing more than you have to. I want us to also be efficient. That's a great question. I think I could do it, Mrs. Smith. Do 6 on your own. Go.